We're back with Djoken, the chairman of the NAACP here in Frederick County. So here you are in Frederick County now, but I want to take us back to a moment to your life in Cameroon and your work with UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Cultural, Social
Science and Cultural Organization.
Organization. Talk about what you did and how that translates. And I'm going to admit this is a big leap, but how that translates to you are now the founder and the chairman for the Center for Peace for Maryland, which promotes UNESCO ideas. Talk about those two.
Okay, when I was actually it started from the high school.
In Cameroon?
Yes, okay. In high school. We have a very strong, powerful UNESCO movement there. Actually, the slogan with the UNESCO, we are the citizen of the world. And nice. I also like to see myself as citizen of the world because, so I joined the movement very early and I learned very quickly. I became a president. I was elected president over there at the school level.
Oh my gosh, high school level.
And then when I graduated from high school, the National Federation for UNESCO Clubs, which is a government, I was a counselor. My job was to organize events, Human Rights Days, and International Days such as Literacy Days. And so I was going all around the country in high school and middle school, organizing events, training trainers.
Wow.
So those who were aspiring to become UNESCO leaders, I would train them, organize seminars to train them. And believe me, the fun thing is that you go there to train them and teach them, you end up learning from them. So I would say I learned a lot going around.
And you obviously, that UNESCO affinity that you have stayed with you, because when you now, and we'll get to your NAACP work in a second, but now in Maryland you have the Center for Peace that promotes the UNESCO ideas. What is the purpose of this Center for Peace?
The Center for Peace is to has a goal, first of all, to promote the work of the United Nations as a whole, and then specifically the work of the UNESCO. Like I said, UNESCO aspires to have a world where everybody is respected. No religion, sex, it doesn't matter what part of the world it comes from. So
what your politics might be.
Yes.
Right.
So UNESCO tried to do that in a non-confrontational way. So it doesn't sometimes you have to go on the street, but UNESCO use a diplomatic way to solve problems. So and I learned a lot from doing that. I learned a lot there because usually when you have someone who opposes your view, it's very important not to tick them off, because you might say something right and then they close the door. Once they shut that door off, there's no communication. You might talk whatever you want. So UNESCO try to have that within nations. So I learned that very well, and I think that's what is helping me here in my relationship even with the local chapter of the NAACP as well.
So it's about the personal relationships.
Personal relationship,
that the UNESCO model, that you're modeling personally.
Definitely.
Okay, to advance human rights, civil liberties, and just people.
Somehow they are intertwined. You cannot take human rights here, human rights, women rights, and things. They're all intertwined. Yeah, they are intertwined. So yes.
So as chairman of the NAACP, you were elected 2 years ago, we believe. We were trying to count back, 2004. There's no question there's been some less than positive news about the Frederick branch of the NAACP. What are you doing to refurbish and re-enlighten the work of the NAACP in Frederick, and specifically what you're doing to grow membership of the organization?
Yeah, one thing I restore trust. Trust is key. You cannot negotiate, you cannot engage in a real and true conversation without trust.
And how do you refoster that?
Yeah, that was the first thing the first mission. When I agreed to take the helm of the local chapter, I said, okay, I was going to build this trust. And that trust is built by meeting people one-on-one. It takes a lot of work, a lot of commitment. And of course, you're going to see a lot of people are going to tell you that you are wasting your time, or maybe they don't believe you. But I will tell you that I have someone I respect here who 2 years ago told me, Guy, that's not worth your time. You are very good. Focus your ideas on this center that's going to bring you. And I told him what I learned from Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi. Yes. You have to, don't try to do things that are popular. Don't do something because it's easy.
Yikes.
I say, you watch. It's very difficult, but within a year, you will see the NAACP is going to be where it should be. Why? Because I wanted to meet people. And I met people across the board, building a coalition. And now we just had an event where the sheriff office, the city police, and the NAACP partner to work with local businesses. And I receive a lot of compliment from City Mortgage and as well as the Wells Fargo. They were very happy. They asked me, when is the next event coming on?
And this event was to promote recruitment, or what was the purpose of the event?
Diversity, workplace diversity, and how to prevent, how to detect, prevent, and handle job discrimination, how to prevent, detect, and handle workplace violence. The EOC was also part of the program, and then the FBI also was part of the program, but at the last minute something happened. But yeah, building a coalition is very essential, and I've been trying to do that ever since I took office, and I will keep on doing that, and it's working.
This idea of building coalitions and building trust, is that what's helping the NAACP, the police department? At one point the relations were very strained, but you're seeing a turnaround with that, you would say?
Definitely.
Okay.
Even right now, just recently yesterday, I had a very good meeting with the city police, because we definitely work together for the good of the community, because having that foundation is crucial. And I will say it was good that the city police had a new leader, and the NAACP had a new leader, so somehow things were made easy. And now someone came all the way from Washington, D.C. The chief was coming from Washington, D.C., where he knows about diversity, relationship, race sensitive. So, and also coming from a place where I know that building relationships is very important. So we started a work that is paying off.
You had a good mindset, both of you, to make it work.
Definitely.
What would you say is the state of race relations in Frederick County?
First of all, I would say is very positive. There's a lot of encouragement for someone like me coming from from nowhere and being respected and listen, because when you might have the best message in the world, but if people don't listen to you,
what's the point?
Yes, what's the point? So you need to have people to listen to you. So if people are noticing, because people also are listening. So if people are listening to me, that means people are opened. But you have that small fraction of population who always want to reverse all the civil rights that have been gained. But it happens everywhere. And there's things are going to get better, because people who are hopeful, people who think positively, are going to come together and say, let's move on. And right now, I think we are doing that in Frederick County.
So positive.
Yes.
Good. Stay with us. We'll hear more of Djoken after the break. Him more the personal man behind all of the civil rights movements that he's involved with. Stay with us, please.